So, in this episode of the Leadersmith podcast, I'm going to be talking about how a Zoom Thanksgiving is going to impact the Zoom Black Friday. Stay tuned.
In a world of incompetent bosses, micromanagers, and petty tyrants, you are listening to The Leadersmith. Now, here is your host, Darren Gerdes.
Okay, so in this episode, I am looking at a Forbes article, how a Zoom Thanksgiving celebration will impact Black Friday in Forbes magazine by Blake Morgan. And so it's a really interesting concept. Thanksgiving and Black Friday are going to be different this year than they have been in the past. For Thanksgiving, I'm going to be sending a Zoom link to relatives so that we can Zoom in where it's normally hosted. A few people will gather there, but generally people are going to be more sketchy. My dad's going to be zooming in. I'm going to be zooming in. It's just going to be different. Okay. So we can't all gather the same ways that we had in the past, but at least we're going to be able to still have some connectivity, but it'll change. Black Friday will also change. So if you start thinking, remember how Black Friday used to be like, hey, we just had Thanksgiving. Now let's finish Thanksgiving dinner, get to the stores by midnight so that we can get our Black Friday deal. And people would wait up all night for certain deals. That's all gone because of social distancing. We absolutely don't want to be doing that. So online sales have already started. They've begun already. They'll go all the way through November. Major retailers will be closing on Thanksgiving. Target, Costco, Kohl's, Walmart. And I think this is a good trend. This is a healthy thing that they're actually closing on Thanksgiving and that they're also not doing these doorbuster kind of sales the next day just to, for COVID regulations, not doing what they've done in the past. It wasn't healthy before. It wasn't a good thing before. It was ginning up on unnecessary drama for the sales. And I understand why they were doing it, but I'm glad that that's going away. If there's a silver lining behind the black cloud that is COVID, this may be part of that silver lining. Okay, so Black Friday customers will have to shop differently. Well, what's that going to look like? Okay, so she says this: virtual Thanksgiving leads to virtual shopping. That's, one of the ways that she's framing this. So instead of doing what we've done in the past, catalogs, newspaper inserts, mailings, all those things are going to be more important because people are going to be at home with their immediate family instead of with their extended family. They're going to be shopping through catalogs. They're going to be online. Advertisements that you see on social media will be magnified with the spam filling up your inbox. Just like people are being creative by connecting with friends and family, organizations, stores have to be creative about how they're going to do Black Friday sales. Now, this may not be important to you if you're what you do is all year round and there's no seasonality to it. But if you're in a seasonal business, you have to pay attention. If you're not already thinking through this, you're already behind the power curve. Think about Thanksgiving and how Thanksgiving will have changed. A lot of people are not going to be getting together with relatives, or if they are, they're getting together in much smaller groups. There's no Macy's parade, right? They're going to have on TV the people doing songs and dances at a set location, and then they'll move it through, and then another one, and then another one to have some semblance of it. But things like that have gone away. Fewer football games to choose from. It's just going to be a different feel. But there's going to be, on the upside, more time for them to shop. More time for them to shop online, to take their time to consider. Now, this is going to shift the way that we think about where we're going to go and what kind of deals we're going to get. The world is now, so in a globalized world, there are bigger winners and fewer big winners, okay? Because the best deals, like think about basketball. When Michael Jordan or LeBron or whatever, they got a disproportionate share of attention, Kobe Bryant, because they were so awesome and at that scale. Right now, with a globalized society, we're going to have the biggest players with the best deals do the best. Now, that should scare some of you if you're dependent on, they live here in a local neighborhood. Of course, they'll come shop with me. Not as likely this year, and you've got to prepare if you're depending on that strategy. Stores need to be prepared for more e-commerce. So if you're depending on walk-in traffic, you've got a problem. You've got to adjust quickly. So Black Friday, people are going to be at home. They're going to be sharing deals. They're going to be talking about it, maybe sending social media coupons back and forth to each other. And it's not just going to be Black Friday. It'll be an extended period of time in order to rein in these deals. But those deals are going to go to the best, not the most local. So you have to take evasive actions. Again, it's going to be in all kinds of ways coming to you. You'll see more inserts, you'll see more catalogs, you'll see more spam in your email box. But here, I want to quote this. The author says this: customers won't make deals based on what stores are near them, but rather what stores have the best deals and can get the items to them on time. That's the way you have to think about Black Friday deals this year. And the brands that can adapt, now I'm quoting again, the brands that can adapt will likely see the most growth. We have to adapt to a Zoom Thanksgiving, a online Black Friday month, right? Now, I want you to think about the implications for this for not just Thanksgiving and Black Friday. What's Christmas going to look like? What's New Year's going to look like? Let's say you're in the weight loss business. How do you have to adjust differently? You can't necessarily spend at the same time in the gym. Maybe you need online Zoom coaching. Whatever it is, if you're in a seasonal business, you have to adapt. But you have to think not just about adapting, but think about how to adapt. And what I mean by that is we know that things have changed and we're going to have to do things differently. But what if it turns on a dime? And what if halfway through the season, all the COVID vaccines get out? Then what? Will things go back to normal? If they do, you're going to have whiplash. And what will it look like if you go back to normal? How you adapt, how you think about adapting is critical, because as you move forward, like we've always had to adapt. And thank God that COVID hit when it did, that it didn't hit 20 years ago, because what a mess we would be in if we were thinking just 20 years ago, like the year 2000, we were kind of still in the infancy of the internet. Like people were getting on, we were starting to figure out how to do business on the internet, but we're nowhere near where we are now. Didn't have technologies like Zoom. Yes, we had a choppy Skype, but that really didn't work very well. We still had long distance calls. I mean, think about what that would have been like just then. So we've adapted gradually over time. But here we've gone from kind of the way I would describe it, I'm using Grenier's terms for this when he's talking about Grenier's change model. Evolutionary growth, which is very slow, but when we got to COVID, we got revolutionary growth. It went very, very fast. And this revolutionary growth has really thrown us for a loop. Now, are we going to adjust back evolutionarily differently on the other side of COVID? Or will it be another choppy time where we have to adjust very rapidly? Either way, you have to learn to adapt. So that's what I want to leave you with. More than anything else, more than Thanksgiving, and I hope you have a great Thanksgiving, and more than Black Friday. And I hope that if your business is dependent on Black Friday and the holidays kind of sales, that I hope that you're going to be okay with that. I want to impress this on you though. I want to impress that you have to change. You have to adapt. John F. Kennedy, here's our quotation for contemplation for today, said, "Change is the law of life, and those who look only to the past or present are certain to miss the future." Please think about how you're going to adapt, plan for it, make changes, make plans to be able to change your plans if you need to. Have backup plans, A, B, and C models of what could happen, but plan to change. Hey, thanks for listening to the Leadersmith program today. I hope this helps you. I hope you have a very wonderful Thanksgiving and even into the Christmas holidays. I hope the break is wonderful and everything that you're hoping for, but I hope that you have plans now or you're starting to work on plans to adapt.